labels they calling, I guess I'm a ball. I can never get time cause I'm playing for the spot. Remember all them days we was posted by the block. Brody got paid, he was staying with us.
It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Washington Wizards going up against the New Orleans Pelicans here at their home, the Smoothie King Center. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry. From the sideline, we'll have David Aldridge. We'll be hearing from him in just a moment. Now a look at the stats for Rui Hachimura.
And you can see the surge in his level of confidence lately just by looking at that true shooting percentage. It's been moving straight up in the past 5 games. I think he's feeling it.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin.
I love it, David. I got to tell you, got to give them a lot of credit. Thank you for that report. So a look at the starters for the Wizards. In the backcourt, it's Dinwiddie and Beal. Rui Hachimura out there with Kyle Kuzma, and it's Gafford in at the center locking down the middle. And for the Pelicans, Alexander Walker and Ingram share wing duty. Underneath, in the post, it's Williamson and Valanciunas. And it's Graham in at the point guard position. And with Thanksgiving coming tomorrow, Greg, how many plates of turkey you think you're going to put away?
Oh, you got to get seconds. Just make sure you leave enough room for dessert. Sometimes maybe a little walk is what you need to shake off what we back home used to call the itis.
Now, here's Valanciunas. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Williamson outside. Williamson, the screen. Alexander Walker passes to Williamson. And the layup's good off the glass. Williamson's got the game going with his first points of the game for the Pelicans.
You just love it when you can pick up those extra possessions, and Zion's the guy you want doing that.
To the wing on the left. Hachimura against Williamson. Pass to Beal. 6 on the shot clock. Tries from 10. Good on the jump shot.
And this is Beal's role. He's out here to score the ball, and he does it at a high rate.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. The shot's good from Alexander Walker. And it's Dinwiddie with the ball. Bringing it up now for the Wizards. Last time they met was in Washington.
Poor execution in that one. Not sure what led to the lack of focus, but coaching staff definitely not happy.
And they made some comments themselves that some of the fault might have lied with them because they didn't go in with the best of game plans and they didn't make the right adjustments. So we'll see tonight if they do.
And it's Hachimura in the corner. Dinwiddie outside. Pass to Beal. 16 feet away. And it's Williamson with the rebound.
Well, he's a guy that count on to produce from the mid-range. He doesn't miss too many open looks from there.
Ingram outside. Lets it fly. That's good from Williamson on the assist from Ingram. Williamson's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, a little contact from the defense goes a long way for Zion Williamson.
Wizards have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. We've been seeing athletic big men in the NBA now, Brent, for some time, but Zion Williamson raised the bar when it came to that department.
Well, there's no doubt about it, and it's this combination that is so strange for people to have to wrap their heads around when you get on the floor with them. You're standing eye to eye to him if you're 6'5", and you don't realize the power, the strength, the quickness off the floor, the ability to put the ball down on the deck. I mean, he's just something that you don't see every day, and it's the reason why Zion's one of the more special players in the league.
Now here's Beal. He's coming off a 19-point game against Charlotte. Williamson left side. To the lane, and they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
And you can see he's got a little bounce in his step. 3 out of 4 to start.
Pelicans shooting their first free throw of the game right now.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes.
At the line.
One shot.
Pelicans, Zion Williamson. Shooting 1.
And the free throw, no good.
Just wondering for Zion Williamson and his game, just how much more of it we're going to see in terms of his potential in the next couple of years.
Now here is Hachimura. A good portion of the scoring has come from him. He averages more than 18 points a game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Gafford misses. And so it's Williamson with it. He brings it up for the Pelicans. They're coming off that win against Minnesota.
I like their aggressiveness in that one. No one's going to give you anything. You've got to go out and take it.
And going back and watching that game, there was not one spot on the floor that they did not own.
Now here's Beal. Brandon Ingram missing his last shot. Dinwiddie kicks to Hachimura. Washington needs to get a shot off here. The Wizards with another miss. New Orleans leading by 4. Ingram passes to Williamson. Out to Ingram. Puts up a 3. Rebound by the Wizards.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And stolen by Williamson. And a fast break now for the Pelicans. And that one drops for him. Williamson's got 8 points.
He's firing on all cylinders. Has to be happy with his 4 of 5 shooting from the field so far.
Let's go, fans! I can't hear you. The loudest section is getting free t-shirts. I need you to get a little louder over there. Let's see who's the loudest. All right, look who's coming to
A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Hernan Gomez is checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Jackson Hayes comes in for Zion Williamson. Hart, he's checked in for Alexander Walker. And Satoransky subbed in for Devontae Graham. And then for Washington, Bryant comes in for Daniel Gafford. And Davis Bertans subbed in for Kyle Kuzma. And Washington has possession. 6-point game. Dinwiddie kicks to Hachimura. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet.
And we know Hachimura has a confident personality. You see it there with the rise and fire approach. Nice.
Now, here is Hernan Gomez. He's coming off a 10-point game against Minnesota. Hart finds Satoransky. Here's Hayes. Dinwiddie covering. Out to Ingram, and too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Garrett Temple has checked in for the Pelicans.
into the lineup for your Pelicans. Garrett
Wizards trail by 3. Dinwiddie right side. Here's Beal. Banked in off the glass. Beal's got his second basket.
And it's clear how confident Beal is. The closer he gets, the more his eyes light up trying to score.
For New Orleans, they've gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11. Satoransky looking around. And here is Hernan Gomez. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Just 3 to shoot. Here's Hart. That one doesn't go. And the Wizards now going the other way.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
Bounce pass Temple. The pass to Hart. Right wing. It's stolen by Bertans.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
Beal against Satoransky. Took him no time at all on that one.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Pelicans.
Giving up a run here, can they turn it around?
Hard to say right now. At this point, I've seen the coaches run through 2 or 3 iterations of defense. Is there a 4th? I'm not sure.
Look who's coming to the court. Come on, get up and get loud for your Pelicans dance team.
And for a look at how the competition competition stacks up right now. These the new power rankings. They tell a great story. You take a look at the Bucks. They're moving on up, 4th spot in the rankings this time around.
And with where Washington is, give them credit. They've stuck to their plan here early on, playing their brand of basketball. They're showing everyone they have the potential to be even better.
Now, here is Hernan Gomez. He's still scoreless so far in this one. They need this, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Wizards.
They've set the first half tone by getting out on the fast break and getting the defenders on their heels.
They've also racked up a ton of points off of turnovers so far in tonight's game.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Abdias checked in for Hachimura. Caldwell Pope comes in for Bradley Beal. And Raul Neto subbed in for Dinwiddie.
A second-round pick who relies on instincts and a little bit of size. Hernan Gomez, actually a pretty good free throw shooter.
Here's Neto. Satoransky covering. Caldwell Pope with it. Pass to Bertels. Shot clock at 6. Here's Bryant, and Washington again with the bucket.
Textbook, nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
1:02 left here in the first quarter. Now here's Satoransky. Defense is right there, driving inside. A 3-ball. They get it back. Pass to Hart. To the right side. And Hayes kicks to Hernan Gomez. Here's Hart. And that one goes long. Wizards leading by 4. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Passes it to Bertels. Caldwell Pope left side. Got it off in time and beat the shot clock, but it's no good. And that concludes the first quarter of play. It's the Wizards up by 4. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from New Orleans. Well, Bradley Beal has 4 brothers who played football. So, how did he settle on basketball?
Mom said in high school.
Simple. And it seems like it worked out for him.
No question. And his mother coached him up. So, some all-around sports talent in the Beal family.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And what stands out to you from Washington in this one?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Just a great job, really, of making the game ugly, trying to muck it up a little bit out there.
So the Wizards 5 right now. In the backcourt, it's Dinwiddie and Beal. Rui Hachimura out there at Bryant. And it's Gafford in at the 5 down low. When talking about Bradley Beal, Greg, we're not just talking about one of the league's elite shooters. We're talking about one of the league's elite scorers.
And if you don't hear Beal mentioned in the same breath as some other NBA superstars, you should. He's capable of putting up a 50-piece on any given night. This is no specialist. This is an absolute superstar.
That's a tough rebound if you don't have the length that he does, so the size paying off.
We play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Out to the wing. Here's Hachimura. And again, Washington with the triple.
Just solid with the jump shot. Hachimura helps your offense in a number of ways. In that case, spacing the floor.
Pelicans trail by 10. Graham gets a wide open look, and they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Graham's got himself on the board with 3 there. Dinwiddie passes to Gaffney. Now Hachimura. Left side, Bryant. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Williamson's got 4 rebounds now tonight. There's the pass to Graham. Williamson with it. Now Beal defending. Here's Alexander Walker. 11 points last game. And there's the call on Nickeil Alexander-Walker. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
Defense doesn't get much better than the mobile 1 block we just saw on replay.
And big defensive plays like that will help them stay in control of this one.
It's about to be a t-shirt bonanza. Make some noise. All right, look who's coming to the court. Come on, get up and get loud for your Pelicans dance team.
Travis Bertans checks in for Washington. While we've got a moment here, the top free throw shooters in the league. Bradley Beal is second. Third is Brandon Ingram.
Neither one of these guys is going to waste an opportunity from the foul line. They just don't give away points.
Washington leading now by 7. Dinwiddie, I tell you. All right, Greg, you're a lefty. You're on the call tonight. Here we are courtside. Who do you think is the best left-handed player currently in the NBA?
Oh, it's the beard. James Harden, Kevin, no question. But Zion's going to be carrying that torch for us lefties going forward. I have no doubt he'll make us proud.
He hits both from the stripe. And so Graham will bring it up for New Orleans. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. New Orleans shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
First one falls for him. And Graham drops them both. So for the Wizards, their last game, a loss to Charlotte.
Yeah, a snowball effect in that one. One thing would go wrong, then another, really the story of the game.
Yeah, it felt like just the entire roster was stuck in neutral. There was nobody offensively that could get anything going.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Graham against Dinwiddie. Hachimura the pass to Beal. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. Knocked away. Loads it up for Williamson. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Try to find other ways to talk about Zion's leaping ability. How about timing? Showing it there.
Wizards leading by 5. It's Beal on the wing. Bertans against Williamson. Bertans, the pass to Dinwiddie. And here is Hachimura. It's over Ingram. Gafford trying to break free. Off target with the free throw line, Jay. New Orleans has gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Graham from outside. And again, New Orleans with the triple.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Washington's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Gafford kicks to Beal. Good on the triple. Beal's got 15 points.
Pretty much poor defensive effort there. You have to get a hand in his face when he's spotting up from distance.
Pelicans trail by 5. Now Graham. He's got 8. Pass to Williamson. Over Bertans. And it's Williamson missing. Wizards have gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. Beal the pass to Gafford. Now here is Hachimura. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
Such a critical part of how their offense is going to flow. Things are only working when he seems to be on the floor.
Who wants a t-shirt? All right, look who's coming to the court. Come on, get up and get loud for your Pelicans dance team.
A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Hernan Gomez is checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Hayes comes in for Zion Williamson. Josh Hart, he's checked in for Alexander Walker. And Satoransky's subbed in for Devontae Graham. And the Wizards making a change here as well. Kuzma's checked in. Now, here is Hernan Gomez. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Here's Ingram. He takes it in. Yep, it counts.
And Ingram gets so much better when he gets that aggressive.
Here now is Dinwiddie. He's coming off a 13-point game against Charlotte.
And he was also a terrific creator in that game as well. His assist totals show you what a fantastic all-around effort it was.
Pelicans trail by 6. Here's Ingram. Another one falls for New Orleans.
Ingram just letting it rip right now on the offensive end.
And this may not be the juiciest stat you'll ever get, but the development of Brandon Ingram as a free throw shooter early in his career was shocking.
Now Satoransky. Bradley Beal missing from long range. Bertans grabs the board. Bertans got 4 rebounds now tonight. Kuzma kicks to Dinwiddie. Here's Beal. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
That's his first.
Greg, as we take a look at Ingram's free throw shooting, he went from a mediocre performer at the line to almost automatic after a few years in the NBA.
And Kevin, it's a testament to the work he's put in. It was an area of his game he had to develop, and he didn't ignore it. And now his aggression on the court pays off with points at the line.
Now here's Satoransky. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Here's Hernan Gomez. Rebounded by Gafford. Wizards leading by 7. And it's Beal in the corner. Kuzma outside.
In the first half. 2 minutes.
Hernan Gomez against Gafford. Just 5 on the clock. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
Let's see the stat sheet here on Bradley Beal. This past month, he's really set himself apart. First in free throw percentage, 13th in scoring, and he's among the top 20 players in three-point field goal percentage. He has been locked and loaded from beyond.
And it's nice when you have the NBA's best free throw shooter just keep the ball in his hands in clutch situations. He's been completely automatic this season. Now here's Hayes. Pass to Satoransky. Going inside. That one, no good. Dinwiddie with some nice D. To the left side wing. The three from Bertans. Wow, drew the contact, and that three almost went in. So he'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
Third team foul.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
And he hits the first of 3. Devontae Graham's checked in for Garrett Temple. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Daniel Gafford. Avdia comes in for Kyle Kuzma. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he's checked in for Beal. And Raul Neto subbed in for Dinwiddie. And he's good on the second. And he makes all 3.
Boy, he's got a great stroke from the line. That's not something we can say about all the league's big guys.
Satoransky, the pass to Hernan Gomez. 1:15 left to play in the first half. Back to Hayes. Passes it to Hernan Gomez. Graham from outside. Hands it from downtown. Graham's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
That's nice vision there. You see that pass, you make the feed before the defense has a chance to react, and that opens up a much better opportunity to score.
Here's Neto. No points in the game yet for him. Caldwell-Pope against Satoransky. That shot by Caldwell-Pope, no good.
He creates such a great opportunity right at the rim, and he just can't get it to go. Even with the defense not really a factor.
Wizards leading by 7. Avdia, the pass to Bertans. Caldwell-Pope outside. Inside. Harrell against Hernan Gomez. It's tipped.
It's not with extreme athleticism that really gets to that shot, but the anticipation and the timing, those help.
And he drives in. Hart with it. Unloads from 13. And so it's the Washington Wizards headed to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. And their three-point shooting has paved the way for them. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break.
All right, let's kick off our first half analysis. Bradley Beal has really stood out.
The defense is geared up to stop him. Looked like he studied film before the game on this one. He put in a lot of work because over and over, he's found ways to get his shot off. That's pretty impressive.
Shifting gears, let's look at the upcoming schedule.
And looking at their schedule, a lot of road games coming up. This is a team that performs well away from home. They like the challenge of winning in other arenas. They feel like they can go toe-to-toe with any team, any setting.
And that'll do it for halftime. We send you back to Kevin Harlan, who has the second half call.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. Bradley Beal having a dominant impact in this one.
Yeah, and the bulk of his damage so far has come from the perimeter. A lot of threes early on.
Yeah, he keeps tracking down those spots behind the three-point line and finding some open opportunities.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. And so it's Dinwiddie who brings up the ball for the Washington Wizards. That'll be game 2 of 4 straight on the road. Ingram and Williamson are the forwards. The guard pair, Graham and Alexander Walker. And it's Valanciunas in at the 5. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. And that one is good from Bradley Beal.
And this is Beal at his best. He's cooking with grease, and his teammates need to keep feeding him.
Pelicans trail by 9. Graham, the pass to Williamson. Here's Ingram. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game.
Well, he's been carrying them all night on offense, but at some point he's going to need some help.
Washington's gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%. 7 of 13 on threes. Hachimura, the pass to Gafford. Back to Hachimura. A three-pointer off the mark. And for those of you tuning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Well, a lot of teams are going smaller these days, but big man Jonas Valanciunas still earning steady minutes year after year.
Efficient scoring and a presence on the glass. He's able to punish teams inside if they want to play small ball.
Valanciunas, good.
I'll tell you what, he came out of that locker room raring to go.
Wizards leading by 5. Dinwiddie passes to Hachimura. Beal fires from way outside. The long distance three is buried. Beal's got 5 points now this quarter.
Oh man, this would be a different ball game if they didn't have this type of scoring to rely on.
The Pelicans shooting well. They're at 45%. Here's Graham. Buries it down low.
I just think that's trouble. You're gonna let that guy shoot layups. You're asking for it.
When session is the loudest, make some noise if you want one of these t-shirts. Just expand your Pelicans dance team.
And we get a moment to check out the team scoring leaders. In fourth, the Wizards.
And how about the year they've had offensively? This is a team that can put points on the board in a hurry. Always fun to watch them play.
Washington leading now by 6. And the pass to Gafford. Back to Dinwiddie. Over to the wing. Wizards passing it around. 5 to shoot. From down low. And Washington again with the bucket.
Determined to produce. Beal plays with such desire on offense, always searching for the next shot.
Now here's Valanciunas. And here's Ingram from the arc. Buries the long-range jumper. Ingram's got his 3rd basket of the night.
This team really feeds off of one another in terms of their energy.
At least in the second half they have been. The first half wasn't played anywhere near this intense.
Kuzma, that's good.
I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from Rain.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now it's a shootout.
Now here's Graham. He's got 13. Back to Valanciunas. Here's Alexander Walker. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Look at New Orleans. I know they would have liked a better start, but they're 10th in the conference right now.
And, you know, for the Pelicans, they've had an interesting season for sure. They're competitive, they're feisty, but they're not a team that's going to dominate for long stretches.
I just think if you're on the other side, how much are you looking at that team and saying, we're scared of that? So not a lot of fear from the opposition and what they're bringing to the table. They're good, they compete, but do they have that extra gear? I'm not sure.
Here's Williamson. That's in for his 8th bucket tonight. A hot 8 for 11 shooting so far.
They are just killing them on the interior.
He kicks it to Graham. Here's Alexander Walker. The basket is good off the assist from Graham. Graham's got 5 assists in the game. Washington with the ball. They've led by as much as 10. Outside Beal. They double-team Beal. A wide-open look here for Kuzma. Buries it from three-point range. Kuzma's got 6 in the quarter.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Graham dishes to Ingram. Back to Graham. Pass to Valanciunas. Ingram outside. 6 to shoot. Shoots over Gafford. No good off the back of the rim. Wizards leading by 7. And it's Hachimura penetrating. Count that bucket. Hachimura's got 11.
I love how under control Hachimura is. Able to push his way through the contact and score. Nice work.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. It's been quite a game for Bradley Beal.
Not sure what the defense is thinking, or if they are. They continue to let him shoot. That is bad defense.
Put your hands up, and you on the top, and you in the middle, and you on the bottom. Make some noise. It's T-shirt time.
A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Hernan Gomez is checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Hayes comes in for Williamson. Hart, he's checked in for Alexander Walker. And Zedaransky subbed in for Devontae Graham. The Wizards also changing it up. Thomas Bryant, he's checked in for Daniel Gafford. And Davis Bertans subbed in for Kyle Kuzma. Down low, here's Zedaransky. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
Now, that play never gets old. The pick and roll will still be an offensive staple 100 years from now. Trust me.
Zedaransky against Dinwiddie. Now here's Beal. He's covered closely. A shot by Bertans. Nobody around. From outside, off the mark. To the paint, here's Hernan Gomez, and he lays it straight in. Hernan Gomez has got his second bucket tonight.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
And so it's Dinwiddie with it. He'll bring it up for Washington, leading by 5. It's Beal on the wing, defended by Hart. Dinwiddie outside. Hachimura finds Beal. They double-team Beal. Shot clock at 5. A 3 from Bryant. The shot will not fall. And New Orleans will come the other way. They'll be off next to Utah for a meeting with the Jazz. That one will start off a 3-game road trip for the team. There's the drive. Zedaransky, the pass to Hernan Gomez. Now here's Hart. Dinwiddie covering. Hart, no good. Washington leading now by 5. Beal drives in. Count the basket. Beal's got 9 points now in just the second half.
And that's how smart Beal is. Knows how to angle his body through the contact and not let it affect the finish.
Now here's Zedaransky. Dishes it to Ingram. And there's a minute 45 left in the third. Shoots over Hachimura. And it's Ingram missing. The Wizards have gone 7 of 11, a lucky field goal percentage here in the third. It's Beal on the wing. And there is a whistle, and that's going to go on Jackson Hayes. That'll be his second foul of the game.
First team foul. Wizards, timeout.
Who is the loudest and craziest fan in the building? Whoever you about to get a free T-shirt. Let me hear you. Let me hear you, fans. All right, look who's coming to the court. Come on.
Washington making some changes. Harrell comes in for Rui Hachimura. And it's Caldwell Pope in for Dinwiddie.
Substitution. Montrezl Harrell. Kentavious Caldwell Pope.
Give him a hand. Clap it up for your Pelicans dance team.
We've got 1:28 left to play in the third. They double-team Beal. Here's Harrell. And again, Washington, no good.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here. And coming up, Montrezl Harrell said he patterned his game after the All-Star Zach Randolph. Zebo was undersized on paper, but was strong as an ox and found angles to finish.
Here now, a very select group of players in the NBA. Big men who can step away from the bucket and hit the three. Number one, Davis Bertans.
And maybe most of the time a coach doesn't want to see his center or power forward drifting away from the hoop, but that's not the case with him.
And like the great Zebo, Montrezl Harrell might be undersized on paper, but Craig, that 7'4" wingspan levels the playing court.
Not to mention his leaping ability. Harrell's more of a dunker, quite honestly, but he also displays that soft touch inside. It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, pretty infectious right here. Guys in good spirits, and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
Hernan Gomez, no good. Caldwell Pope dishes to Beal. Wizards passing it around. It's good. And it's a 12-point Wizards lead.
And we continue to see Beal improve as a playmaker. Beautiful pass there.
There's 25 seconds left to play in the third. Now Ingram. Clock at 6. Will it go? And no good. Bradley Beal, he's been the guy making things happen for Washington. Offensively, this has been his best game of the season. This is the most points he's scored all year. And we'll be back with you shortly. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
It's just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. So on the floor for Washington. In the backcourt, it's Dinwiddie and Beal. Thomas Bryant is out there with Daniel Gaffney. And it's Hachimura in at the three, the small forward.
Now that's the kind of passing right there that makes a difference. Not just in that possession, but maybe on your play for the entire game.
Washington leading now by 10. Now here's Dinwiddie. Outside Bryant. Looking for Beal. He gets it there. Back to Bryant. Three-pointer. And it's Williamson with the rebound. Williamson's got 7 rebounds in the game. Pass to Alexander Walker. Williamson in the post. He's covered by Beal. Williamson with the bucket. Williamson's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Pelicans. Now here's Beal. He's guarded closely. Dinwiddie. Good. It's Beal picking up the assist.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the three-point shot.
And so Graham will bring it up for the Pelicans. Passes it to Alexander Walker. Here's Williamson. Over Bryant. Offensive rebound. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. And Washington making a change. Berton has checked in. And the Pelicans with possession here. They trail by 11.
Terrific movement off of the dead ball situation, and a great play to get the bucket.
Dinwiddie kicks to Beal. Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. Kicks it out to Dinwiddie. And the foul on Daniel Gafford. That's his first foul. And now let's revisit that exceptional mobile one block.
Sharp instincts on D there. Just timing when to rise up and swat that one away.
The Pelicans have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. And the rejection by Gafford. And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by Gafford. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Williamson finds Hart. Driving in.
And that's terrific D by Hachimura. He's shown he has the strength and length to match up against almost anyone.
It's good from long range.
And he's on his way to putting up a big three-point total.
Graham, the pass to Williamson. Gets it to fall, and now he's 10 of 15 on the game.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
It's Beal on the wing, and it's Hachimura in the corner. No good from outside.
Now, he was terrific shooting the ball in the first half, but he looks a little bit slower out there. Possibly leg tired here in the second half.
And it's not everybody who needs hops to finish at the rim. Valanciunas just needs to be an arm's length of the bucket to throw it down.
Outside Beal. They double team Beal. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here.
That's his first personal foul.
Here's Gafford. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Wizards lead by 10.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another.
And the dunk by Williamson.
And some pinball action out there as defenders just bouncing off of Williamson on that one.
Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. For New Orleans, they've gone 6 of 11 since the start of the fourth quarter. And there's the pass to Alexander Walker. Shoots from 8. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
They're trailing, but they are really battling. Working the ball down low. Getting good looks in the paint. The inside game much improved from where it was in the first half.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Wizards.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
And it's a feel-good night from behind the three-point line, racking up a ton of threes.
They double-team Beal, and we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
Swiped it away. Graham with the ball, defended by Dinwiddie. And here is Bertans. Dinwiddie kicks to Beal. Drives to the hoop and finished off by Beal.
And defenses have to respect Beal's jumper. That helps part the sea on that possession.
Pelicans trail by 7. Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. It's been quite a game for Bradley Beal.
Yeah, he's just torching them right now. A good decision to huddle up, kind of hit the reset button, and figure out how to slow his roll.
Pelicans fans, your Pelicans dance team.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Ingram's checked in, and a change for the Wizards. Kuzma's checked in, and let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, during the last break, I listened to the Pelicans coach talk to his team. He said, we're getting some looks on the three, but we're not connecting. But don't get frustrated. He told them it's a game of ebbs and flows. Keep shooting with confidence, guys.
Washington on D. They've held a 12-point lead early.
These are the kind of indications that the league is worried about if you're an opponent, and you love it if you're on his team. Zion taking over and doing damage.
So it's Washington now, following the score by New Orleans. Beal finds Dinwiddie. Yes, that goes in.
And what a half for this offense. If they can stay this hot, a great chance to extend this lead.
Here's Graham. Loads it up for Williamson. Up high and he stops the alley.
It's pretty clear that Zion has an understanding of the shots that he should be taking. It's a smart offensive play there.
They double team Beal. Here's Hachimura. Good. It's Beal picking up the assist. Beal's got assist number 7 for him tonight.
Well, and this has been their strategy throughout the fourth period. We'll see how it pans out.
It's one thing to have teams shoot a bunch of threes, but with this team being that hot defensively, you got to chase them away from anywhere near that line.
Now here's Williamson. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Williamson's got 31 points.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Dinwiddie drives in. Beal taking his time here. Wizards passing it around. They double team Beal. Just 5 to shoot. Dinwiddie wide open. And again, Washington with the triple.
Nice unselfish passing there by Beal. He knows he can't do it all by himself.
Pelicans trail by 9. To the middle. And again, Zion Williamson. Williamson's got 33.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Seems to be nobody standing in his way. No roadblocks for him to get to his spot, capitalize, and continue to be aggressive.
And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. So it's Williamson with it. He brings it up for New Orleans. To the inside. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
Washington ball.
Wizards leading by 7. Dinwiddie passes to Beal. They double team Beal. To the wing right side. Hachimura finds Beal. Oh, and the dunk by Beal.
And maybe not the most explosive player in the league, but Beal has the athletic ability to finish strong at the rim.
We've got 1:28 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Graham surveying the floor. Too open that time. Made it look too easy.
That's pretty much not how they want to defend the three-point line. Somebody's got to shadow him out there.
Kuzma passes to Gafford. And he banks in the layup. And the Wizards lead by 8.
Two teammates connecting right there. Slick feed.
For 3, Ingram. Washington with the rebound.
Not sure how he finds himself in so much space there. He's kicking himself for whiffing a bit on that one.
Ingram with the steal. Over to the left wing. Graham from outside. Good. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
And he's just living out beyond the arc right now. What a weapon to have on the floor.
Seems to be taking it on his shoulders aggressively to shrink this lead. They really needed those points.
Give them credit. They've worked hard all game, now looking to finish it.
No, great job of getting in position to win a game. It's been an all-out effort from the squad.
There's 38 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Ingram with it, and Hachimura picks him up defensively. And the rejection by Gafford. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there.
Guys, let's just go ahead and call this one. It's over.
Do you want to keep expending energy, or do you want to start thinking about the next one?
Guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Kind of like he's in his living room right now. He's found a comfort zone. Once he gets that, the defense knows they're in trouble.
And an intentional foul right there.
Nikhil Alexander-Walker. That's his third personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for the Wizards, Bradley Beal. At the line for two.
Shooting two.
He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6.
And quite simply, Beal is an all-NBA player in our league. A multi-dimensional guard who does many things well, especially scoring the ball.
Yeah, the lead getting safer and safer as these free throws from the stripe go in.
It's time for the teaser. Pelicans fans, your Pelicans dance team.
Substitution for your Pelicans.
Billy Hernandez, Jackson Hayes, Garrett Temple, Thomas Satoransky.
Graham from outside. Beal pulls it in. Gafford against Hernan Gomez. And it's Hachimura in the corner. And he's good on the three ball.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
Yeah, definitely putting a stamp on this one. A very, very decisive victory for the club tonight.
And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And we've got David Aldridge standing by on our sideline with the player of the game. David, it's all yours.
Thanks very much, Brad. Every defensive wrinkle they could think.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you next time.